Hi, my name is Harry. I go to school at a place you might have heard of called Hogwarts. Throughout my many years at Hogwarts, this would be 8 now, I've gone on many adventures with my best friends, Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. We've done things such as fighting a giant snake, saving someone who's my relative who I thought was a crazy person but turned out to be very nice and caught in a bad situation, all kinds of things. We've had some fun and dangerous things as well we have encountered. But at my last year here, my 7th year, things have kind of gone a little crazy. The headmaster, Dumbledore, was killed by a professor, Severus Snape, in my 6th year previous. And after that, the Death Eaters kind of took over Hogwarts, and we didn't know what to do. So, what me and Hermione and Ron decided to do was go out and find these 7 Horcruxes. Now, if you're unsure what a Horcrux is, it is a piece of Voldemort's soul. Well, there's 7 pieces actually that have to be destroyed before he can be killed. That's why no one has been able to defeat him in battle, and that's why he's so powerful. So, we set out to do this. And we have to go undercover in the Ministry of Magic because there's a lot of Death Eaters there. And so, what we decide to do, since we can't just go walking in as ourselves there, we decide to drink a potion that will allow us to take the form of a member of the Death Eaters and the Dark Forces that are in the Ministry, so that way we can go in, find one of the Horcruxes, and destroy it. So we do that, and unfortunately, we are caught and discovered out, and so we run and run and run, and we get out and get the Horcrux destroyed. Great, that's one, but there's 6 more. And we really kind of don't have a clue where they are, and so I'll just leave the rest to you to decide to read, to figure out our journey, because I don't want to give it away of how it ends for you guys. So, my book was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and it was written by J.K. Rowling, and there are one of the themes of the book, I would say, is the theme of choices. The characters in the book have to make a lot of important choices. Harry, in particular, in all of the previous books, he had let other people make choices for him. The fact that he didn't have any parents, that was kind of caused by circumstance, but he didn't have any thing in that. They were killed by Voldemort, so he didn't ask to be made an orphan. He didn't ask to live with his awful aunt and uncle. And even him getting accepted into Hogwarts and really going to school to Hogwarts was not his choice. But once he gets to school there and he kind of gets older, and as the books progress, even up to Deathly Hallows, he starts making his own choices. And this is the book where he definitely makes his own choices and becomes his own person. He decides to be a leader and, decides to go out on this quest to destroy the Horcruxes, even though he knows that it's dangerous. He still does it because he knows it's the only way to defeat Voldemort. I would say that the literary elements that are covered in here would be there's some illusion and there's some metaphors in the book. The genre that it is fantasy, young adult fantasy. And the reading, as far as being able to read it and what the age level would be appropriate, I would say high schoolers, anyone from 9th and up. And the reason I say that is because this is the darkest Harry Potter book. There's a lot of death in the book. It's pretty violent. Most of the Harry Potter books up to this point were not that violent, and the earlier ones were more kid-friendly, but this one I would say is one of the more violent ones and tackles some darker themes, and as it is the conclusion to the book, so it kind of has to be darker. And And also, going back to the theme of choices that I just remembered to mention, Harry could have made some choices like his dad did. His dad was not necessarily the nicest of people to a particular character that I won't ruin in case you haven't read this book or the other Harry Potter books. But Harry could have ended up just like him because we usually make the same mistakes our parents do, but he didn't. And he became his own person, and that's why a lot of people respect him and are friends with him and choose to follow him, is because he eventually does become his own person and chooses to do the right thing. So, and would I recommend this book? Yes, I would. I most absolutely certainly would. This is a fantastic book. It's filled with great emotion, great characters. There's some humorous spots, of course, throws in some humor with some characters like Dobby and Luna Lovegood and all that kind of stuff. But it's just a great conclusion to a great series of books, and I would also recommend the other Harry Potter books. I mean, if you haven't read them at all, I would highly recommend them. All right, thanks.